I have to be honest with you, I fell down a rabbit hole last night.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I spent maybe 2 hours doom scrolling through the health and wellness side of the internet, and I genuinely feel like my brain is melting. It is just a mess out there.
It is a dangerous place to be. The algorithm just feeds you anxiety disguised as, advice.
It really is. I saw everything from people drinking straight onion juice to someone claiming, and I'm not making this up, that you need to sleep upside down.
Upside down.
To drain toxins from your toes. It's just so much noise. And the worst part is a lot of it sounds vaguely scientific enough to make you pause and think, wait, should I be doing that?
That is the paradox of choice applied to your own biology. We have access to more health information than any generation in history, and yet we're arguably more confused than ever.
Right, you can't tell what's a real protocol and what's just a marketing gimmick.
Yep.
Which is precisely why I wanted to tackle this specific stack of research today. We're looking at this comprehensive protocol for daily habits, but what caught my attention wasn't how new it was the lack of novelty.
Wow.
This source material, it positions itself as the antidote to all that complexity. It's almost aggressively boring, but in a way that suggests it actually works.
Aggressively boring is actually a huge compliment in clinical science.
Mhm.
What we're looking at today isn't about the latest biohack or some expensive supplement.
No rare mushrooms.
No, it's about biological return on investment. We are stripping away the fads to focus on the foundation, the habits that offer the highest yields for your metabolic health, your focus, and your longevity.
I love that concept of ROI. We want maximum energy for minimum misery, right?
That's the goal.
But I do want to push back on the simple part just a little. While the actions themselves are simple, the text here gets pretty dense on the why. We're talking about neurobiology, mitochondrial efficiency.
That's true. The application is simple, but the mechanism is complex. And understanding that mechanism, I think, is the difference between sticking with a habit and just abandoning it.
Okay, so if you know why your body is asking for something, it's much harder to ignore.
Much harder.
All right, let's construct the day then. We're going to walk through this logically from the moment the alarm goes off. And the protocol starts with something that personally offends me.
I have a feeling I know what this is.
Habit number 1, the hydration twist. And specifically, the attack on my morning coffee. The source says explicitly, do not touch the caffeine yet. Now, I know the standard advice is drink water, but this goes deeper. Why is the timing so critical here?
It all comes down to the physiology of sleep, really, and how caffeine interacts with your brain. I mean, think about what happens when you sleep for 8 hours.
You're just lying there.
You're not just lying there, you're breathing. And every single breath expels moisture. You lose a significant amount of water just through respiration. It's called insensible water loss.
So you wake up functionally dehydrated, like a dried out sponge.
Precisely. You're hypovolemic, which just means your blood volume is actually lower than it should be. That's why people often feel dizzy or foggy when they first stand up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, if the first thing you put into that system is coffee, you've got a problem. Coffee is a diuretic, sure, but the bigger issue is the adenosine receptors.
Right, I've read about this. Adenosine is the molecule that builds up to make us feel tired.
Yes, and caffeine blocks it.
It blocks it.
It blocks it, but it doesn't get rid of it. So if you drink coffee immediately, you're not clearing that sleepiness. You're just masking it while your body is still dehydrated. The protocol argues that the brain fog most people feel isn't a caffeine deficiency.
It's a fluid deficiency.
It's a fluid deficiency. Your brain is 75% water. If the fluid isn't there, electrical signals just can't fire efficiently.
So the fix is what? 16 to 20 ounces of water before the beans water. But here's the twist part. The source was adamant that plain tap water is not enough. It mentioned electrolytes. And usually when I hear electrolytes, I think of those sugary neon sports drinks.
Please avoid those. They're essentially sugar bombs. The source is talking about the sodium-potassium pump. Your neurons, your brain cells, they operate on an electrical gradient. They need sodium, potassium, and magnesium to transmit signals.
So if you just flush your system with plain water, you could actually dilute the electrolytes you have left.
You could, which doesn't help at all.
So we need salt, which feels wrong, you know. We're always told to watch our sodium.
In processed food, yes, absolutely. But in this context, a pinch of good sea salt or an electrolyte packet in that morning water restores the electrical potential of your cells. It increases blood volume fast, which gets oxygen to the brain.
Okay, so step 1 is repressurizing the system. Salt water before coffee. I can do that. Now, we're hydrated, but we're still inside our house. This brings us to habit number 2. the master clock.
This is my favorite part of the whole protocol because it's the most potent drug we have, and it is completely free. We're talking about light.
The source gets very specific here about the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the SCN.
Sounds complicated.
It sounds like a villain from a Marvel movie, but it's really the conductor of the orchestra, right?
That is a perfect analogy. The SCN is this tiny little region in your hypothalamus. Its only job is to coordinate every biological clock in your body. Your liver has a clock, your heart, your gut.
And if the conductor doesn't start the beat, the whole orchestra is out of sync.
Total chaos.
And the only way the conductor knows to start is by seeing light. But here's my question, and the source was really strict about this. Why does it have to be outdoor light? I have big windows. Why can't I just look out the window while I drink my salty water?
It comes down to physics. It's about intensity and spectrum. We measure light in lux. Outdoors, even on a totally cloudy day, you're getting like 10,000 to 50,000 lux.
And inside?
Inside, with bright lights, you're maybe getting 500. It's a logarithmic difference.
So the window glass is basically a filter.
Exactly. Windows block UV light. But your eyes, specifically a set of neurons called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, they need that specific blue-yellow contrast and intensity to trigger the signal. Looking through a window is like trying to fill a pool with a leaky faucet.
Not enough signal to flip the switch, and that switch releases cortisol. Now hold on, because usually cortisol is the enemy. It's stress, it's belly fat. Why do we want to spike it?
Context is everything. Chronic high cortisol is bad. But a sharp, acute spike of cortisol first thing in the morning is absolutely vital. It's the go signal. It mobilizes glucose for energy, reduces inflammation, and clears out that grogginess.
And if you don't get that spike,
your cortisol just sort of bleeds out slowly over the day, and then you're wired and tired at night.
Which connects to that magic trick in the research. By getting this morning light, we're not just waking up, we're actually setting a timer for sleep.
This is the part that blows people's minds. The moment that light hits the SCN, it starts a countdown. It tells the pineal gland, okay, in about 16 hours, start releasing melatonin.
So if I have insomnia, the problem might not be my thoughts at midnight.
It might be that you never started the timer at 7 in the morning.
100%. If you miss the start gun, you can't expect the finish line to appear on time.
You got it.
Okay, so we've hydrated the brain, we've set the clock, now we have to move. Habit number 3 is zone 2 movement. I feel like zone 2 has become a huge buzzword lately.
It has.
Can we clarify what it actually means? Because when I hear exercise, I think I need to be sweating and suffering.
And that is the mistake most people make. They think if they aren't dying, they aren't getting a good workout. Zone 2 is entirely different. It's low intensity, steady state movement.
The source used the talk test as the metric, so I should be able to hold a conversation, but I'd kind of rather not.
That is the sweet spot. If you can sing an opera, you're going too slow. If you can't complete a sentence without gasping for air, you've gone too hard.
But why stay in this specific zone? I mean, if I only have 30 minutes, shouldn't I just sprint? Wouldn't that burn more calories?
It burns more calories, yes, but it burns a different kind of calorie.
Yeah.
And this is the crucial metabolic distinction. When you sprint, your body burns glycogen, which is stored sugar.
Okay.
That's fine for performance. But in zone 2, because the intensity is lower, your mitochondria can actually use oxygen to burn fat for fuel.
We're back to the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell.
We are. Zone 2 is basically the only type of training that increases both the number and the efficiency of your mitochondria. It teaches your body to be metabolically flexible.
So if you only do high-intensity stuff, you become a sugar burner.
You do. You become dependent on those glucose spikes. Zone 2 builds the engine that lets you idle efficiently on fat. It's like tuning a car to get better gas mileage instead of just trying to go as fast as possible.
Great analogy. Okay, and the protocol suggests 30 to 45 minutes.
That's right.
Which brings us to habit number 4. We've walked, we've burned some fat, now we eat. And this is where the standard American breakfast gets absolutely demolished.
It has to be. I mean, if you look at a typical breakfast cereal, toast, orange juice, it is functionally a dessert. It's just a massive load of carbohydrates.
The glucose bomb.
You eat that, your blood sugar skyrockets. Your pancreas panics and dumps insulin to bring it down. And because insulin is so efficient, it overcorrects. 2 hours later, your blood sugar crashes below baseline.
And that's the 10:30 a.m. hangry slump. The brain fog comes back.
Right. And what do you crave when your blood sugar is low? More sugar. You are trapped in a roller coaster for the rest of the day.
So the fix is the protein anchor. The source suggests 30 grams of protein. What, 30? Is that just a random number?
It's not random. There's a specific amino acid called leucine, and you need a certain amount of leucine, which you usually find in about 30 grams of high-quality protein, to trigger muscle protein synthesis.
Okay, so it tells your body to repair tissue.
It does, but more importantly for the listener, protein is satiating. It doesn't spike insulin the same way. It gives you stability.
We're talking eggs, Greek yogurt, a good protein shake if you're in a rush.
Exactly. By anchoring your day with protein, you provide a slow-burning fuel source. You don't get the crash, so you don't get the brain fog. Your focus stays steady.
It's surprisingly hard to do, though. I've tried this, and my brain just screams for the bagel. It takes a real effort to choose savory over sweet in the morning.
It does, but really only for about 3 days. Once you break that glucose addiction cycle, the cravings they vanish.
Okay, let's fast forward. We've had a perfect day. We're hydrated, we walked, we ate our eggs. Now it's 9 p.m. Habit number 5, the digital sunset. And I'll be the first to admit this is where I fail.
You are not alone. This is the hardest one for modern humans because our entire world is designed to prevent it.
The rule is no screens 1 hour before sleep. But let's get into the mechanism again. We talked about light in the morning waking us up. I'm assuming the blue light at night is doing the same thing?
It is the exact inverse. The same receptors in your eyes that trigger the cortisol spike in the morning are still on duty at night. If you blast them with blue light from a phone, you are telling your master clock that it's noon.
So I'm just suppressing all the melatonin I worked so hard to prepare for.
You're crushing it. You're basically creating a state of social jet lag. But the source highlights a second mechanism here that I think is even more insidious than the light. It's the brainwave state.
The dopamine loop.
Correct. Social media, it operates on a variable reward schedule. You scroll, you see something boring, you scroll, you see something funny, dopamine hit, you scroll again. This keeps your brain in a high beta wave state.
A state of alertness.
Alertness and arousal, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we put the phone down and just expect to instantly switch to deep sleep delta waves.
Which is biologically impossible. It's like trying to park a car that's going 60 miles an hour.
You need a cool down lap. If you don't get it, you enter what the source calls junk sleep. You might be unconscious, but you aren't getting the restorative stages.
That phrase junk sleep really hits home. It explains why you can sleep for 8 hours and still feel like you got hit by a truck. So we have the protocol. Hydrate with salt, sunlight, zone 2, protein, digital sunset. And right now, the listener's probably thinking, that sounds great, but I have a job. I have kids. I don't have 2 hours for a morning routine.
And that is a totally valid critique. If a protocol isn't sustainable, it's useless. This is where we have to get practical and use habit stacking.
I love habit stacking. It's the only way I get anything done. The source lays out a specific morning stack. Let's just, visualize this for everyone.
Okay, 7:30 a.m., alarm goes off. You walk to the kitchen. You drink your water with electrolytes. That takes 30 seconds.
Easy done.
7:05 a.m. You walk out the front door. You're not just standing there. You are taking a brisk walk. This combines habit 2, the sunlight, and habit 3, the zone 2 movement, into the same block of time.
So you're getting the photons in your eyes while you're clearing the glucose from your blood.
At the same time. Instead of a separate workout time and light time, it's just one morning walk.
For 30 minutes. You come back inside at 7.35, make the eggs.
And by 8:00 a.m., you have already completed 4 of the 5 habits.
That actually makes it feel manageable. You front load the biology.
You protect yourself. Even if the rest of the day goes completely off the rails, you've already set a metabolic baseline that will carry you through.
Now, for the digital sunset, you can't really stack that. You just have to not do something. But the source offered a hack that I thought was brilliant in its simplicity.
The environment design hack. Basically, don't rely on willpower. Willpower is a finite resource, and by 10 p.m., your tank is empty.
So move the charger.
Move the charger to the kitchen. Buy a $10 alarm clock for your bedroom. If the phone is not physically in the room, you cannot doom scroll. You create just enough friction.
It is amazing how just those extra 10 steps to the kitchen is enough to stop the habit. We are lazy creatures at heart.
We're energy-conserving creatures. Make the bad habit hard and the good habit easy.
So let's wrap this all up. We've unpacked the neurobiology, the hormones, the mitochondria. But why should someone listening right now actually bother? It sounds like a lot of effort just to feel, a bit better.
I think we need to reframe what a bit better means. Most People are operating at maybe 60% of their cognitive and physical capacity, but they've been doing it for so long that they think it's normal.
They think the mid-afternoon crash is normal, waking up tired is normal.
Yes. It's like driving with the parking brake on and wondering why the car is struggling.
That's a great way to put it.
These habits, hydrate, light, movement, protein, sleep hygiene, they're releasing the parking brake. We're not trying to become superhumans. We are just trying to get your biology to work the way it evolved to work.
And when you do that, the ROI is massive. Mood stabilizes, focus sharpens, energy is consistent.
And frankly, it's a lot cheaper than onion juice.
Significantly cheaper. So here is my challenge to you, the listener. We covered a lot, but don't try to change your entire life tomorrow. You'll fail. Pick one thing. Pick the weak link.
Identifying the bottleneck is key. Maybe you're the person who hasn't seen the sun before 9 a.m. in years. Maybe you just live on sugar.
For me, it's the water before the coffee. I'm going to try it tomorrow. It feels like the gateway drug to the rest of the protocol.
It's a great place to start. The immediate feedback of feeling that brain fog lift is very, very reinforcing.
There it is. Simple, science-backed, and optimized for a busy life. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Consistency beats intensity every single time.
We'll see you in the next one. Go drink some water.